The third quarter was the killer. We did a lot of good things throughout the other parts of the game, but third quarter was our undoing tonight.
In general, it seemed like a pretty decent defensive night. They were at 99 points with a little under 4 minutes to go. What did you see as the struggle defensively in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so?
Well, we were struggling to score, and they were running it back at us. And Harris got open, I think, for 2 or 3 threes. I haven't looked at it yet, and they just kept getting to the rim. And so, they were aggressive. They got it downhill, and they were able to get back even, and then eventually get the lead. And it was a disappointing ending.
Is there an update you can share on Isaiah Jackson?
Ankle sprain. He's not in a boot. He's walking out. He's limping, but he's walking on his own power. So the hope is it's not anything serious.
Do you know if the X-rays were negative?
I don't know. I don't know if there were X-rays.
Obviously, you kind of already depleted with him in the lineup. Without him, Terry Taylor comes in, 24-16, just continues this ascension he's been on. What did you think of his performance tonight?
He was tremendous. He's got a real good feel for the game. He knows who he is. He knows his strengths. He plays to them. He's a very unique player. He's worked extremely hard to get this opportunity to be in the NBA and have a chance to get minutes, and he's making the most of it.
Did you say anything to him? I know he obviously expected to play, but 22 seconds in, and you're calling this guy and saying, "Hey, you're probably going to play most of the night now."
Well, we talked about it when I got him out in the third quarter. It was clear that he was going to play the majority of the 5 minutes, but he couldn't play all 24 minutes in the second half. And so, just kept talking about playing without fouling. But, their size became a pretty big issue in the fourth quarter. He picked up a foul or two there, and it just became impossible to keep him in the game. But this is it's a great story. This guy's undrafted, and out of a obscure school, small conference, and he's fine. He's figured out a way to make an impact in the NBA. That's a pretty cool story.
Magic turned to Robin Lopez at one point in the third quarter, which kind of illustrated how small you guys had of players available tonight. What was, to you, the biggest difficulty of not having any centers available for the entire game?
Well, I think we were one down on rebounding at halftime, and we ended up being 6 down for the game. Certainly size played into that. I thought we were, for the most part, trying hard. I haven't looked at the film yet. We just needed to keep up a certain pace, and we just weren't able to do it the way we wanted to or the way we had done it in the first half. So, that was difficult. A half-court offensive game is not going to be our strength or anybody's strength. Everybody's going to play better when they're playing with pace, getting it over half-court in a couple seconds. And then, we struggled to do that during stretches in the third and the fourth. So, that made it tough.
How do you think Gary Harris changed the game? Looking at their box score, he hit 6 threes, and the rest of the team, I think, hit 4 combined.
Well, he hit 4 in the first half that kept them, in touch. We had a chance to go in the locker room up 16. Missed a couple free throws, but his 4 threes, kept them within striking distance, at halftime, and then coming out of the third quarter. And we just, we had low turnovers. We shot threes well. the rebounding hurt us, and the 6 Harris threes, and that big barrage at the end, were decisive.
And Lance had 14 and 6 off the bench tonight. His second 10-day expires tonight. Do you all intend to keep him around?
I certainly would hope so.
At this point, Isaiah doesn't even get through a possession. Like, do you kind of just laugh about injuries? Like,
I'm not laughing
compartment.
I'm
you know
not
what I'm
laughing
saying?
about
Like,
injuries.
it's just
it's
kind of
not
laughable
funny.
at this point.
It's not funny. It's, this is a tough period that we're going through. But we got to keep an upbeat spirit. That's the key thing. One of the areas we struggled was we missed 7 free throws. In a one possession game. So, there's a lot of things to point at. Injuries mean guys have opportunity. And the guys that were out there tonight, a lot of guys did a lot of good things, and we had some breakdowns. But Orlando's an improving team. They're young, aggressive, fast, and their speed hurt us at the end of the game.
Chris, what did you see as the challenges down the stretch in the game tonight to getting stops on the defensive end?
What was the question again?
Getting stops on the defensive end. Why do you think that was difficult for you guys tonight, late in the game?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
How frustrating is a game like this where you guys are up by 8 or 9 points and aren't able to close it out?
It's frustrating.
Chris, what did you think of the performance of Terry Taylor? Obviously, he expected to play. He didn't expect to play maybe that much, but once Isaiah went down, he came in and had 24 and 16 off the bench.
He's doing a good job. He's a hustle player. I like him a lot. He's going to go out there and do the dirty work, get on the board, and bring the energy. So, TT, he's doing a great job.
And then for you, I know obviously tonight didn't go the way you planned, but you were selected to the Rising Stars competition. And I don't know if you watched All-Star Weekend growing up, but to know you're going to be a part of it, how did that make you feel?
No, I definitely, watched All-Star Weekend growing up when I started playing basketball. It's good. It's good to be in that event. It's special for me and my family, for the organization, and for my country and the Latino people, and everybody that support me. So I'm really excited and looking forward to go there and represent the organization and my family and the people that support me on a good way.
I know I've asked you this throughout the season, but to continue to have these different milestones, you just had a daughter. How do you just keep it all straight in your head as you continue throughout your rookie season?
Having a daughter is great, man. She's keeping me up. But, that's part of the deal. I love being a dad, and I like it.
What do you think Chris Jr. is going to say when he sees you on TV in Cleveland for All-Star Weekend?
He's going to be happy. He's going to be happy. Anyone else here? Manolo, go ahead.
Chris, desde Puerto Rico, felicidades en el nombramiento para el All-Star. ¿Cómo te sientes con este nombramiento, específicamente viniendo, verdad, en la República Dominicana, donde todo el mundo se está volviendo loco y feliz con esta participación tuya?
Me siento sumamente bien. Es un logro más para mi colección. Espero que mi país, todo el latino, ustedes, toda la gente que me apoya estén sumamente orgullosos de ese hecho. Estoy sumamente excited de ir allá y representar en la manera correcta.
Torrey, can you kind of describe the challenge of tonight? I think you were the tallest player on the roster when Isaiah went down early. Just what that challenge was like dealing with such a massive height differential?
It's obviously tough when you're undersized against a big team like that, but I still think we had advantages to that as well. Just playing faster and outrunning those guys. But their size was definitely a factor for them tonight.
Torrey, what's it been like just to see one guy after another go down for you guys? And tonight you had to play with 9.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. Injuries happen all the time. It's just crazy that it's so many guys for us. But I still think we did a tremendous job tonight, and it sucks because even though we were had 9 guys, I still think we're supposed to win that game easily, and just to lose it there at the end is just tough, man, because you fight so hard to get a lead and play with the guys you have, and I still think we're supposed to win that game. So it's a tough loss.
With those injuries comes opportunity for you and others. Terry Taylor comes in 24 and 16 off the bench. What have you seen from him just to see him, I guess, seize the moment like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for him. It's good to see him get the opportunity and take advantage of it. He's in a pretty unique situation. A lot of guys don't usually get opportunities like that. So for him to take advantage of it is huge.
Did you all say anything to him throughout the game? Because I know Rick said in the third quarter he was like had to take him out and give him a breather. But did you all just say anything after the Isaiah injury, knowing that he was going to be your center?
Oh yeah, I'm always saying something. But he's young and he's still got a lot to learn. So that's the scary part. He's playing as well, and he's still making mistakes and have a lot of room to learn. So that's just gonna come out of playing more and the feel of the game and being in different situations. But he's been great for us stepping up.
Torrey, what did you view as the biggest challenge of not having any centers available for an entire game?
Obviously our pick and roll, because they could just switch everything and no roll to the rims. We didn't get many rolls to the rims tonight. I would say that was the biggest thing.
You had 22 yourself tonight. What is going for you so well in these kind of games when you have over 20 that allows you to score so well?
My whole time in the NBA, I've just been playing a role, being a defender, energy guy. But when the time presents itself like tonight, when we got guys down and you need to score, I've always been able to do that pretty much my whole life in college. I led the conference in scoring 3 years in a row, overseas and in the G League to the NBA. So it's not my role to score usually on teams, but when I get the opportunity, I try to take advantage of it as well.
Along those lines, in a little bigger picture, since the year turned maybe right around January or so, your offensive game has seen an uptick. Is that you getting more comfortable here and in this system? Is there something else you've noticed?
Nah, it's just guys being out. A lot of our top scorers have been out, so you kind of have to step up. And one time I think we had every starter out, so. It kind of puts you in a situation where you have to kind of be more aggressive and look for your shot, and that's what I've been doing lately.
Torrey, knowing your career path and how it wasn't maybe the traditional path to the NBA, how much more perspective do you think or that adds to the journey and just in seeing it kind of unfold for Terry in a similar fashion?
Yeah, man, like I tell him, even when he wasn't playing, I always tell him don't take it for granted. Like you're blessed. You're in a great situation. Because a lot of guys would do anything to be in your position. So just be grateful to be here. And then once you get a chance to play, just take full advantage of it. And he's been doing that to a T. Like I said, what he had tonight, 24 and 15, 24 and 16. So that's how you take advantage of it.
Terry, this was, in a lot of ways for you personally, a career night, a career highlight in your very young NBA career. I'm wondering how the balance is when you have a night like that, but it doesn't end up with a win, enjoy in the locker room like you obviously would like?
Yeah, I had a career night, but I prefer to have the W. It's kind of tough to go in the locker room after a game like that, after having the career night that I had, and then not getting the job done. So,
What was the conversation like with Carlisle, just knowing that you'd have to play so many minutes once Isaiah went down?
just being ready. I stay ready whenever my number's called, and it happened to be called early in 22 seconds into the game. So as soon as he told me, like, come on, he had like a little smile on his face. I was ready to go and do what I had to do to help put my team in a position to win.
And I know he's talked about, you coming from, he said it's like an obscure school, but, the journey you've been on, I know you say you wouldn't change anything about it. So maybe the question I want to ask is, how did Austin Peay and that pathway prepare you and get you ready for these moments?
My 4 years, kind of like the situation with the Pacers, like we was always hit by injuries or like people transferring or just sickness. So, we always had to be prepared for anything. And like, there was times we played with like 7 guys in the game or 7.5 because one of our guys could only go for like 5 minutes. So just stuff like that, being prepared, and just coming from a mid-major school, like you're always going to face some adversity no matter what. Like when we play the big schools like at Arkansas or Vanderbilt, like it's going to be a tough home crowd, and whistles aren't going to go your way, so you just got to toughen up and just play no matter what's going on.
And then Torrey said, I think he looked at the stat sheet. He was like, we told him to take advantage of the moment. 24 and 16 is taking advantage of it. But for you, I know there's no complacency. So how quickly do you turn the page, or do you soak any of it in? Like, I guess, how do you approach just, again, kind of what Pat said, the dynamic of having a really good game, ascending in your career, and then balancing that with this season and trying to get back on track with wins?
I'm going to think about it tonight because, there were some plays down the stretch like where I just wasn't my best when I needed to be. And, so I'm going to go home, probably watch the game and see that and, just bounce back the next day and then be ready for Friday. With this game, there's a lot of highs and lows, and I just try to stay even no matter what happens. So after tonight, I'll be fine. I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready again when my number is called and go out there and give my team what I got.
Going back to last summer, did you have any workouts with any teams before the draft?
I had 16 workouts. I think I'm not sure if I told y'all the last time, but I was in like 8 different cities in 9 days. So, I went from Denver to Brooklyn to Cleveland to Dallas to Phoenix to Milwaukee and then Atlanta. I think that's how I went. So I was all over the place, but I was doing whatever I could to get seen and have NBA teams see that I can play with the best of them.
Did that lead you to suggest, hey, maybe I'll be taken on draft night? What was kind of your expectation for that night?
Second round, mainly undrafted though, because I kind of seen my agent prepared me for that, and he was honest with me. So, I just prepared to go undrafted, and I just wanted to know what team was going to give me the best shot to, make my dream a reality. And the Pacers called, and they gave me my shot, and I ran with it. I always told people I just need to get my foot in the door, and I'm gonna make the most of it. So when that happens, like, I ain't gonna let it go.
And Rick has mentioned Spencer Anderson several times. I'm curious if I'm sure you've talked with him in some capacity or thanked him, or have you even met him yet?
I haven't. I can't even remember if I've seen him or not. My first time here in Indy, I met like 70 people. I couldn't remember nobody's name for like 2 weeks. I had to ask everybody, like, what's your name again? Like, but I'll probably see him again and thank him for the opportunity and, just put me on their radar.
Terry, I know you say you're going to go back and watch film. Is that something you do like immediately after every game?
Yeah, like when I was down in the G League a lot before I came up here, like I would always watch like film of the game, and I'll tell our assistant Devin Blair, I'll be like, yo, like I need all my bad clips offensively and defensively so I can see what I did wrong and I can learn from it. And I think that really helps. Like I know the good I did, but I need to know the bad so I can correct it so it doesn't happen again in the game, and I can help my team minimize all the bad mistakes.